Danny Hillis famously defined technology as, he said, technology is everything that doesn't work yet. In fact, Douglas Adams, who's the author of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, had a very funny saying. He said, if something was created before you were born, it's not technology, right? You're just used to it. That's just life. If something is created before you the age of 30, it's really exciting and new. And if you get into it, maybe you can build a career out of it, and that's technology. And if something is created after you're the age of 30, then it is suspicious and not to be trusted and maybe a little dangerous. Until about 10 years pass, and then you figure out, well, it's not so bad, really. It's okay. I can live with it. And you can apply this formula to movies, railroads, music, code, personal computers, and cell phones to figure out how old you are. So it's a good way to slot yourself into the technology regime. But what's interesting about this definition is it doesn't say that something has to be computers and microchips and all that stuff to be technology. Technology is just simply something that society has not yet figured out how to do well, hasn't yet figured out how to scale. So you could argue that Steve Jobs came along and he looked at the cell phones and he said, these are terrible, this is broken, these don't work properly. And so he solved the technology problem by creating the iPhone, whereas most of us would have probably already considered cell phones to be high-tech. He looked at the previous generation of cell phones and did not consider them technology. So the good news in part of the world that is emerging, like here we are at the gateway to Asia, is that there are a lot more things here that don't quite yet work. For example, if you go to India, there is no working FedEx or UPS. So a lot of the logistics infrastructure doesn't work. So a technology entrepreneur can go into India and try and figure out how to make the logistics infrastructure work. And that is a technology problem that they're solving. So the set of problems that you have available to you to solve here are greater. And so the scope for technical innovation is larger. The markets here are much, much larger.